Everybody, Mike here. Okay, so in this lesson, I'm going to show you the initial setup for a action funnel slash follow-up funnel, right? So what you're going to need is a opt-in page with the bare minimum of an email input field and a submit form button. So I'm going to just go to one of these pages here and just show you so you know, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is go to and actually have this to open the pop-up. The button will have several different actions, what you can do, and to put leads in a list. What you want to do is submit order, submit form. That's any type of any type of information you want to capture, whether it's an email or opt-in page, squeeze page, sales page, order form. You need submit order, submit form. Okay, and then at a bare minimum, you need an email input field, and it's automatically set to required. You can't change that. And then another button that is submit the page, right? Just like I covered. Okay. Then under the page integration is where you will select the integration. In my case, in this video, it's going to be Actionetics / follow-up funnels, right? And they're actually phasing out action funnels, and it's going to be called follow-up funnels. So be prepared for that, and that's why I'm calling them follow-up funnels now, because they're going to be phased out, right? So what you're going to do is select your integration here, add to list, and select the list here. But first, you need to have an email list created. I just wanted to go over that. Okay, so what you're going to do is once you go back to the funnel itself or the dashboard, go up here to Actionetics, and you can go to, it's still an option now as action funnels, and then of course follow-up funnels. It's going to be phased to this here soon, so just be prepared for that. So if you don't know and you're an Actionetics or full suite user, yeah, this is going to be called follow-up funnels. It's not going to be called action funnels anymore. Okay. All right. So email list is, you're going to need to create a bucket, right? So when you create a bucket, there's two different style lists. There's a static list and then there's a smart list, right? So in this case, I'm just going to use test. Actually, what I'm going to do is actually set one up that I might end up using. All right, so I'm going to do members. One second here. All right, members login. Okay, you want to give it a group tag, and I'm just going to give this one, and try to be as detailed as possible, because as you start getting more lists in here in your Actionetics account, it's going to, or Actionetics MD, it can get very confusing if you're not very specific, right? So in this case, you could even put the membership of what it is. So I'm gonna do this. All right, intensive. All right, so now then give it a group tag, members logins, right? So, or member login or something, right? So this essentially is going to be people who actually log in to their membership inside of my account. Okay, so if I were to leave it just like this, and because there's smart lists, there's static lists and there's smart lists, right? So when you create the list without toggling that on, it's a static list. Now, static lists are only for the page integration to select it under the page, the opt-in page, squeeze page, order page. It has to be a static list. It cannot be a smart list. Okay, so that's the only caveat. Smart lists are dynamic and they update on their own. And once a person's a lead and you got their information, their email, and the email is the key identifier. Okay, and you cannot change that or update that email. They'll have to opt in again. Okay, so create new email list, and I'll show you the difference between a smart list and a static list. And remember, a static list is the only list that you can pull on a page integration, okay, not a smart list. All right, so now that you got that, what you'll need to do now is set up an action funnel. Okay, so action funnel / follow-up funnel is your automations, right? I'm not going to get into detail about all the features with Actionetics MD. This is just going to be a basic, getting an email list set up or a smart list set up with an action funnel to send an email. Okay. All right. So now this one here is an action funnel. All right. So when you create a new action funnel, you'll need to and you've already done your email, your business email, and your SMTP, right? Because you're going to need those things for Actionetics, right? Okay. So now you got to select the list that you want to send to, in a group tag as well. With the action funnel, okay, and this is it's good to be really specific with these things. All right, your SMTP configuration will come up here, and again, it's very good to be specific with this so you know which one you're using. All right, so once you tie it to the list and say, hey, I want to send this action funnel to this bucket of people, right, to these leads, right? Okay, I keep saying right a lot, but anyway. And all you're going to do, and it's really cool because we can share action funnels and funnels together and things of that nature, right? So, and when you want to add a new action funnel, which is an email or some type of like say remove. Like a rule, right? It's going to be an because there's rules and there's actions, and they call them do actions. I just call them actions. So I can do an action, right? So if I wanted to remove from list, right? And let's just say, okay, so this is 7 days. I want this to happen on day 8, right? I want it to happen after this, right? Or actually, a most real common one would be add to list. Okay, then the next step on that would happen shortly after this one would be remove from list. So we're going to add them to this list, but we're going to also remove them from this list. Okay, so it's good to, that's if you want to. All right, there's several different ways of doing it. So when you add the new funnel step, all right, so it's automatically going to be set to pause. So you have to select the action that you want to do, right? Action, give it a name. Let's just say adding to new list, right? Or adding to, let's do members login, right? So this is where it gets, being specific helps. ClickFunnels internal, there's other integrations, but I'm not going to get into that. But we're going to leave it ClickFunnels internal. All right, so action, add to list. You can remove from list, email notification, add tag, remove tag. All right. All right, so now what we're going to do, I want to say members login CF intensive, right? All right, so when I update the action funnel, once they get to day 8, they're going to be added to this email list, and the one I just created. All right, so now if you want to just create an email, you can go in here and just say, whatever the email is. So I'm just going to call it CF intensive for the time being, right? And that's not even spelled correctly. All right. So I'm going to do this on day 9, for example. Now, there's no right or wrong here. I'm just showing you examples, all right? All right, so I want to send an email on day 9. So I'm going to add this new funnel step, and then it's going to ask to select the template. Now, again, it's always going to be paused. It's going to say 9 days after a user signs up, and it's going to be off based on the subscriber's time zone. If this is not available, it's based off your time zone, so make sure that that's set up as well. All right, so, and that's essentially it. You can see I have several different emails going out here. You can set them as hours if you want something like, okay, well, say if I said 26 hours here, in this one I could say 32 hours, right, instead of going and doing days. Okay, so you could do that as well. So I do want to kind of hit on follow-up funnels right now, but that's to capture leads, put them in the bucket, and to send an email. You're going to need an email list created. All right, you need an opt-in page, squeeze page with a submit the form button action and an email input field, and then an action funnel that's tied to that email list, right? And make sure you set them to live once you're ready to start sending. Now, there's no way of actually sending test emails within an action funnel. So before you start sending it to leads, if you want to send yourself, 1 or 2, because essentially you're going to have to wait. So if you set all these up, you're going to have to wait 9 days to get all the emails, right? But if it sends the immediate one and then day 1, you're going to be fine. Okay, you can set up to test them. You can set up like a dummy email list and attach the action funnel there, and then opt into your page. You can do that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit follow-up funnels, and you'll kind of see the difference. Okay, all right. So, but I'm not going to get into a bunch of the features right now. But you can see the difference in the user interface, right? It gives you revenue here on the side. It gives you your action funnels, right? So these are pulling from your action funnels, and again, these are going to be it's going to be phased into follow-up funnels. All right, so let me just go to the Ask campaign that I have here for the beta opt-ins. You can see I have 3 follow-up funnels and actions set to live right now. Okay, so then now you got the campaign here, the name of it, and then you got everything that's inside of it, right? So it's basically like a menu navigation. This is the main navigation. This is the sub menus, right? So now you can edit. You can edit the actual, campaign itself. I'm trying the best way to explain this to you guys. So you can add the actual campaign itself. Give it a group tag here. You rename it if you want to. Who will receive the follow-up funnel? You'll select your email list here. You can select multiple email lists here, and then you can update that, right? So this is an email messenger, which is emails, essentially, right? So this is using the ClickFunnels internal ClickMail to get this data shown, right? So if you want this data to be shown, you need to have an internal SMTP with ClickFunnels. It'll show you more advanced stats here, and it tracks it all the way back to the funnels, right? So if they go into, let's just say they open an email and go to an order page, so it'll also tell you how much that email is worth to you, what order page it came from, and it'll track all the stats internally, which is really, really cool, right? Now this one I have is a desktop messenger. So essentially the desktop messenger, they have to have their browser settings allowed on for that, right? And then second, they have to allow it when the page loads. They'll get the little notification up here in the top left-hand corner, allow or don't allow, right? They have to click allow to get this message, okay? And you can always edit the settings here, all right? But essentially, it's the same exact way as an action funnel, add new step, and which I'll show you here, which is, I just want to kind of show you here. It's really, really cool. I really love Actionetics MD. So essentially, if it would stop doing that, I'm gonna give it a new name. I'm just gonna put test follow-up funnel for now. And let's just say, and you can do Facebook Messenger, and it gives you the details on the right-hand side of what it would look like. It's just really, really cool, right? Retargeting Messenger, Funnel Messenger, it's super awesome. Like, and what ClickFunnels has coming in the pipeline is going to be crazy. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you're actually a full suite user and you have under 5K contacts, it's the same price. Like upgrade and get MD, right? It's the same price if you're under 5K and have at least 3 SMTPs. You can see all your connected apps here. Like I have ActiveCampaign, Twilio. You can definitely connect third-party integrations here and be able to use them within your follow-up funnel. Okay. So that's essentially it. What I wanted to show you, just kind of get things set up to where, you're at least putting leads in a bucket and you're sending an email or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, right? Remember the button needs to be a submit form, needs to be at least have an email input field at the bare minimums. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. So have a great day. Thanks. Bye.